September 4, 2024. With loving greetings from all souls at this station, this is Mathew. Activity during the last quarter of this year is to be groundwork for reshaping your world, and it's off to a good start. Action in Earth's energy field of potential reflects what is happening on the ground, and amidst the tumultuousness, streamers with glowing attachments are achieving unstoppable momentum and increasing in numbers. I've been a light worker for over 50 years. I am tired and ready to pass the baton. We add our respect, praise and gratitude to other light beings, similar expressions of appreciation for that dear soul and all others who spent the past half-century helping Gaia's people and all her other life forms. These light workers, the first volunteers to incarnate, had no external sources of illumination, yet even those who felt like strangers in a strange land intuitively knew they had come for a purpose. Later, from messages like ours and other messengers of the light, they learned that they are natural bulwarks of the love-light energy Earth's slumbering souls needed so they could awaken and realize they had the power to change their world. And, without knowing who else may have come with the same purpose, each of those volunteers steadfastly radiated light, all the while dealing with challenges and enduring times of despair and heartache. In the Akashic tapestry of Earth's deliverance from darkness, their valiant journey is alongside Gaia's profound thankfulness to every soul who has helped blaze the trail that is leading her back home. Dear brothers and sisters, whether you are of that first wave of helpers or one of its successors, you are honored, thanked and loved by all light beings. What happens anywhere affects everything else everywhere else, thus your service to our universal family on Earth benefits life throughout this universe. Why does all light forces action have to be behind the scenes? I would like to see some progress and feel our light really is doing some good. We understand your feeling. We experience the same when we live in third density to help the civilization change what they don't like about their world. Many of you have been exceedingly patient for a long time, some of you for a very long time. We can't speak about negotiations underway or light forces activity during this final act of eliminating darkness. However, we can tell you the growing numbers of nations that are conducting business outside the old systems is cutting out the Illuminati's lucrative profits. That development in international commerce and other recent setbacks are causing individuals in top ranks to defect. Major changes are on the way with G. Nasara. The G was added for global, which more accurately describes the scope of the U.S. legislation that provides legal footing for implementing a new global economic system. For the first time in the history of banking and commerce, those industries will function on stable, honest foundations, and at last the financial playing field will be level for all people and all nations. Have you ever wondered why Saint Germain, the principal architect of the National Economic Security and Reformation Act, it is no less than the blueprint for world transformation, chose to enact legislation in the United States? He saw the Rockefeller faction of the Illuminati spread beyond that country's west coast and keep going until they bumped up against the Rothschilds in the Mideast and continued their westward movement. They have controlled that vastness from Washington, D.C., where they have literally employed every presidential administration since their forebears stealthily established the United States Corporation more than 2 centuries ago. They manipulate all stock markets from Wall Street and set usurious interest rates via their privately owned Federal Reserve System, whose tentacles wrap around the globe. The act legally tears down that malicious worldwide empire. It also ends the corporate status of the states and installs the republic form of governance the nation's founders established in the Constitution. Dear ones, when beneficial changes on the horizon start reverberating around the world, your patience absolutely will be rewarded. In the alternative news, there is a lot of talk about a big ET event predicted to happen soon. The rest of the lengthy email is, in brief, would that be good ETs? Bad ETs, or a deep state fear tactic? We don't know the source of that information or to what event it refers, so let us tell you what we do know. Years ago, engineers in the light forces erected a powerful light grid around Earth to prevent the entry of anything in low vibratory ranges. A group with nefarious intentions would emit low vibrations and could not even approach the grid. Dark entities in the population, human, reptilian or hybrid, have ancestry that goes back a long way on the planet. For the past decade or two, UFO sightings have been occasional and always without incident, so most people are not apprehensive. They logically assume the spacecraft are from a benevolent civilization. Actually, they are from a number of benevolent civilizations and thousands of ships are surrounding Earth. Some will land when safety is assured for the crews and crowds, and God will tell fleet commanders when that is. Faking an alien invasion has been an option on the Illuminati agenda ever since little Greys arrived in the 1950s. Since then they have been living in tunnels because they became trapped in third density and couldn't return to their homeland. When they refused to participate in made-up invasion some years ago, the Illuminati came up with Plan B, creating one holographically. In their weakened state it is doubtful they could manage that, but they are desperate and may still have minions with technological expertise who are willing to try. If so, ET crews will turn their efforts into a dazzling spectacle. Does Matthew know when we will reach critical mass and ascend? That 144,000 awakened souls constitutes the critical mass that lets them physically ascend and live in eternity with Jesus and God is a belief in some quarters. Some individuals who believed that would happen during their lifetime entered nirvana so deeply disappointed that they chose to sleep rather than accept that their bodies died and critical mass is only a religious theory. Other believers are discouraged because they expected to ascend before now, and still others are optimistic that after a few more souls awaken, all of them will live eternally in a wondrous heaven. The basis for Earth's ascension is the amount of sustained light on the planet. The inpouring of light from distant civilizations and continuously radiated by lightworkers assures that Earth's steady course into higher astral planes continues until she reaches her destination in high fifth density. That abundance of light also has helped millions of awakened souls start on personal ascension pathways whereby they evolve by growing in spiritual and conscious awareness. Interpretations of some holy book references are serious departures from universal realities. For instance, the serpent that tempted Eve to eat fruit from the forbidden tree is considered by some religious scholars to represent God's opposite, the devil or Satan. There is no devil or Satan and God has no opposite. Similarly, darkness isn't the opposite of light, it is the absence of light, and hatred isn't the opposite of love. It is the absence of love. There is only love light, the energy that is cosmic consciousness and the most powerful force in the universe. Creation is the only source of that energy and the energy is the only substance from which anything has ever come and shall forevermore. Creator gave all souls the freedom to choose what they want to do with its energy. It is choices wherein there are opposites, kind and cruel, helpful and hurtful, honorable and deceitful, good and evil, and what makes them opposing forces is the difference in their vibrations. Ranging from high to low in frequencies along a limitless electromagnetic bandwidth, vibrations emanate from every idea, word, action and circumstance, every sensation of joy, pain, comfort or sorrow, from everything that exists. All godly expressions in thoughts and deeds are in high vibratory ranges. Their opposites are in the low, and the ultimate opposition is the universal battle between the light and the darkness that started in antiquity. On Earth the light forces are vanquishing the dark and bringing that battle to a close. Now then, we didn't speak about an important facet of telepathic communication in our last message because even without it, the message was considerably longer than usual. Conversing telepathically is not only the province of people. That ability is innate in every soul and all animals and plants are souls with varying levels of consciousness. The mineral kingdom isn't alive, but crystals and rocks have consciousness and communication ability and so do water, air, fire and earth, the elements that are essential to life. When God, Gaia and Sol co-created Terra, the planet now called Earth, telepathic communication was natural throughout the realm's animal, plant and mineral kingdoms. Every soul and element knew its importance in the interconnectedness of all, and every aspect of Terra thrived in a symbiotic friendship. The planet, then, was in its entirety the Garden of Eden. Humans and animals in the food chain made a soul-level agreement. In exchange for the latter providing sustenance to the human population, they would be nurtured lifelong and death would be merciful. When darkness entered that idyllic state, puppets of the dark forces instilled ferocity in some animal species and instilled in the human population the desire to be cruel to each other and the animals. Humankind's betrayal of their agreement and brutal treatment of all Earth's animal species contributed heavily to such a severe loss of light that less than a century ago the planet was in death throes. Gaia cried out for help, and many advanced civilizations responded by beaming the intense light that kept her planetary body and its residents alive on land and in the seas. Now, the abundance of light on Earth is helping to restore the harmonious relationship between human and animal populations. It is promising that wild animals are showing trust, interspecies friendliness and helpfulness are blooming, and growing numbers of individuals are preserving animals' lives and habitats. Beloved family, your supportiveness and steadfastness in the light have inspired these heartwarming developments that are a paramount aspect of personal and collective soul evolution. All light beings in this universe are cheering you ever onward and supporting you with the power of unconditional love. Love and peace, Suzanne Ward.